Hey everyone, today's story is all about real-life self-improvement. How an ordinary person, just like you or me, slowly transforms by taking small, steady steps. You'll see how he wakes up feeling lost in a busy city, but then finds hope through tiny habits, writing a single sentence and reading a page each day. Watch how these simple choices grow into confidence, creativity, and new opportunities. So, watch the complete video. In the heart of a city that never sleeps, a young person wakes every morning to the hum of traffic and the glow of screens. He is not a hero from a story, nor a legend told by elders. He is an ordinary being, much like you or me. His name is not important, for in his life we find echoes of our own struggles and dreams. He is a reflection of modern life, where challenges swirl like leaves in the wind, and the path to growth seems hidden behind towers of doubt. Every day, he scrolls through social media, watching friends and strangers share moments of joy, success, and adventure. It seems that everyone else has found their way. They travel to faraway lands, publish books, launch businesses, or share art that gains instant praise. He feels the pull of comparison, as if his own life is smaller, less bright. He wonders, why is my story not as clear? Why do I feel stuck? He walks to school or work with a heavy heart. The world around him moves fast. People talk about glowing careers, shining futures, and the promise of fame. Yet he wakes to a simple routine that feels hollow. He dreams of late-night talks with his friends about big ideas, but he often goes to bed feeling the weight of uncertainty. The sun sets, and the city lights flicker on, but inside him a light feels dim. One day, while sipping warm tea, he watches a short video clip of a person who speaks about habits and change. The words seem simple, but they echo in his mind. "Small steps lead to great journeys," the voice says. He pauses. He rewinds. He feels a small spark ignite within him. The idea that change need not be grand and immediate, but can start with tiny actions is new to him. A small smile forms on his face. That night he lies in bed, thinking about his day. He remembers the warmth of the tea, the comfort of the words. He feels a flicker of hope. His mind drifts to memories of when he was younger, dreaming of being a writer, an artist, or a teacher. He wonders if those dreams were naive, or if they simply waited for him to return. He closes his eyes and makes an unspoken promise. "I will try. I will start small." The next morning, he wakes a few minutes earlier. The alarm clock chimes, and he sits up. He breathes in the cool air and tells himself he will write a single sentence. Only one. In the haze of dawn, he opens a notebook and writes, "Today is a gift." It feels awkward, but also kind. He closes the book and goes to wash his face. As he brushes his teeth, he glances at his reflection. Is this the same person who felt lost yesterday? Perhaps. He steps outside into the busy street. The sounds of car horns and chatter fill his ears. Yet he holds something quieter inside him, a seed of intention. The day unfolds with its mixture of routine, classes, meetings, tasks, but something is different. He catches himself reaching for his phone to scroll mindlessly. He pauses. He closes his app. He walks with purpose to the corner shop and buys a fresh apple, eating it slowly, noticing its sweetness. The moment feels real. In the afternoon, he meets a friend at a cafe. His friend speaks of a new project, confidence shining in his eyes. He listens, feels a pang of envy, but then remembers his promise. He takes a slow breath and shares his own small victory. "I wrote one sentence today." His friend smiles, not mocking, but encouraging. "That's a start. Keep going." The words are simple but powerful. He realizes that support, even gentle, can light a path. After the meeting, he takes a quiet walk along a narrow street lined with old trees. Birds chirp above, and children play at a distance. He feels the breeze brush against his face. He thinks of the words he wrote, the spark he felt. He decides to add another small habit, reading a page from a book. He pulls an old paperback from his bag and turns to page 10. The words flow, carrying him to another world, a place of ideas and stories. Days pass, and each morning he writes a sentence. Each night he reads a page. He feels time slipping through his fingers, but he captures it, second by second. Slowly, the sentences pile up. They become a paragraph, then a page. The pages turn into a small essay, and one evening he realizes he has written a short story. He reads it under the dim light of his desk lamp and feels pride he has not known before. At work or school, he still faces the usual tasks and distractions. Sometimes he fails to write or read. He forgets a morning or two. He scolds himself, feeling the old weight of doubt. Yet he remembers the voice from the video. Progress is not linear. He forgives himself. He starts again. He writes a sentence, reads a page. He listens to the rhythm of life, knowing there will be ups and downs. As months pass, he notices changes. He stands taller, his eyes brighter. His heart feels lighter. He sees that his mind has learned to see possibility rather than limitation. He reaches out to a teacher for advice on writing. He asks for feedback. He hesitates but sends his story. When the teacher returns it with comments, he reads each note, thinking deeply about every word. He edits, changes, polishes. He learns that growth comes from openness to improve. In the evenings, he walks by a park where children laugh and parents chat. He sees older people sitting on benches, lost in thought. He sees couples holding hands, teenagers sipping soda. In each face he finds a story, some happy, some sad. He thinks of his own story, a story of a person who felt lost but dared to plant seeds of change. He wonders how many others feel the same weight he did. He hopes his journey can reach them. One night, he dreams of a room filled with books and videos. He sees himself standing before a small audience of young people, holding his essay, sharing his story. His voice is steady as he speaks of the days he felt small, the nights he cried in secret, and the morning he decided to write a sentence. He speaks of reading a page, of feeling the world open. He shares that he is not special. He is simply someone who chose to try. When he wakes, his dream lingers. He decides to record a short video. He sets his phone on a makeshift stand. He sits in his small room, a lamp casting a soft glow. He speaks to the camera as if talking to a friend. He tells his story. He keeps his words simple, his voice calm. He feels his heart beat faster, but he continues. He knows that sharing is part of growth, even if he feels afraid. He uploads the video. He does not expect many to watch, but he hopes one person somewhere will see it and feel less alone. He returns to his routine, writing, reading, learning. Days go by, and the video gets a few views. He reads a kind comment, "Thank you for sharing. I feel inspired." His chest warms with joy. He replies, "Keep going." In school or work, he faces new hurdles, a tough project, a difficult exam, a conflict with a friend. He remembers that every challenge is a chance to grow. When his grades dip, he chooses to study differently, asking peers for help. When he feels tension with his friend, he speaks with honesty, listens with empathy. He learns that self-improvement is not only about personal goals, but also about nurturing relationships. He starts to notice his thoughts. When negativity creeps in, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. He catches the thought and replaces it with, I will try again, or I can learn. It feels odd at first, but he practices day after day. Slowly, the new thoughts become a melody in his mind, drowning out the old tune of doubt. In quiet moments, he reflects. He thinks of his parents, who worked long hours to give him a chance. He thinks of his friends, some who have taken different paths. He realizes that each person faces their own fight. He sees that self-improvement means kindness to oneself and to others. It means recognizing that everyone is learning, everyone is stumbling, everyone can rise. Months turn into a year. He looks back at his first sentence. Today is a gift. He smiles, remembering how small it seemed. He reads the story he wrote that night. The words echo with new meaning. He sees corrections, edits, scribbles in the margins. He sees growth. He feels grateful and proud. Grateful for the journey, proud of his persistence. One morning, he steps onto a platform before his classmates or colleagues. They invited him to speak about self-improvement. His heart hammers, but he stands firm. He speaks of small steps, of writing a sentence, of reading a page. He tells them that change is possible, one moment at a time. He shares that he still stumbles, still faces doubt, but he keeps going. He sees faces nodding, eyes bright with understanding. After his talk, several approach him. A friend says she has always wanted to draw, but felt too scared. He tells her to start with a single sketch. Another says he wants to learn a language, but thinks he is too old. He reminds him that any time is the right time to start. He returns home that night and sits at his desk. He closes his eyes, breathing in the quiet. He remembers the days of doubt, the nights of tears. He thinks of the morning he wrote one sentence. He knows now that self-improvement is not a destination, but a path, winding and endless. He finds comfort in the idea that each step is part of the journey, that each day offers a new chance. He picks up his notebook and writes, "Tomorrow is another gift." He feels the rhythm of life pulse in his veins. He closes the book and looks at his reflection in the window. City lights dance like distant stars. He knows that his light, though small, shines too. It shines for himself and for those who may follow. In the days that come, he continues. He sets new goals, learning to cook a healthy meal, jogging for 10 minutes each morning, speaking kindly to himself. He celebrates each small win. He forgives each slip. He remembers that growth is messy and beautiful. He sees that he is not alone. The world is full of people walking paths of self-discovery. One evening, he walks with his younger sibling. The sibling asks, "Can you teach me how to write like you?" He smiles and nods. He hands over his notebook. Together, they write a sentence, "I believe in tomorrow." They read it aloud, feeling its power. He realizes that self-improvement is a gift we give, not only to ourselves, but to those we love. As the seasons change, he paints his room in a new color, arranges books on a shelf, plants a small flower on his windowsill. He sees that his inner change reflects in the world he touches. His life, once a series of routines, now feels like a flowing river, moving forward. He meets the future with curious eyes. Several months later, as rain taps gently on his window, he faces one of his greatest challenges yet. The company he works for goes through a layoff. Though he hoped his steady work would last, he receives the unexpected news. He must leave. His heart sinks. Memories of his small wins and steady progress feel distant as an icy wave of fear rushes through him. He packs his few items and walks out empty-handed. The world outside is gray and wet. Reflections swirl on the pavement like uncertain thoughts. He wonders how he will move forward now. He spends the next days at home, applying to jobs, sending emails, waiting anxiously. Nights stretch long. His pen lies untouched on his desk. He stares at his computer screen, wondering if he has any value left. One morning, he remembers a phrase from his old videos. In every setback lies the seed of opportunity. The words feel fragile, but he holds them close as he sips his tea. He realizes that self-improvement is not only about bright days, but also about how one rises after the fall. He decides to shift his focus. Instead of chasing the next job, he will build something for himself. He recalls his love for simple design and the joy he felt when creating small sketches. He opens his laptop and starts designing a simple planner that guides people through daily habits: writing, reading, walking, reflecting. He uses the skills he has gained: small discipline, attention to detail, kindness in words. He spends days crafting each part, testing, adjusting. His small apartment fills with empty cups of coffee and scattered drafts. But within that mess, he feels alive again. As weeks go by, he completes his first prototype. He shares it with a few friends and family. They send encouraging messages. "This helps me. I love its simple design. I feel motivated." Each note lifts his spirits. He decides to offer the planner online for a small fee. The first few buyers are strangers who stumbled on his page. They thank him for creating something that feels honest and heartfelt. He watches as downloads roll in, small but steady. He feels that this project is more than work. It is a purpose, a way to live his values. Meanwhile, he continues his habits. He writes a page in his notebook each morning, reads a chapter in his book each night, and takes brisk walks every evening. He still faces stress, the fear of money running out, old worries about not being enough. But each day he finds comfort in small actions. He meditates for 5 minutes before sunrise, feeling the world calm around him. He tends to the small flower he planted by his window, watching it bloom despite the concrete surroundings. Its petals remind him that beauty can arise even in harsh places. One evening, he is invited to speak on a live stream hosted by a small community of creators. The topic is how to find balance in an unpredictable world. He logs in, feeling the familiar thrum of anxiety. But he remembers his lessons. Breathe, start small, speak with heart. He shares how he lost his job and found a new path through creativity and small habits. He speaks of the rainy days when doubt felt heavy and the sunlit mornings when hope felt bright. He notices nods, thumbs-up symbols, and small hearts floating across his screen. Each icon feels like a friend offering a quiet hand in the dark. As spring arrives again, he steps onto a rooftop garden at a small gathering of friends. The earth smells fresh, and the city below hums with life. He listens to the laughter of his friends, feels the warmth of a friend's hand on his shoulder, and breathes in the promise of new growth. He realizes how far he has come, from a person lost in comparison to someone who now shares his light with others. He thinks of the planner he created, the stories he wrote, the videos he shared. They are small voices in a vast world, but they matter. That night, under a sky peppered with stars, he writes a final sentence in his notebook. Life grows in small steps. He closes the book with a gentle sigh. He knows more challenges will come, new doubts, fresh storms, moments of loneliness. Yet he also knows he carries a new truth, that self-improvement is a journey of moments, a tapestry woven with small threads of action, hope, and kindness. He welcomes tomorrow not with grand expectations, but with the steady faith that every small step will light the path ahead. To you who read or hear this story, know that you are not alone. Your story matters right here and now. You may feel the weight of comparison or the sting of doubt. You may think your dreams are too far away, but take heart. Start with a single step. Write a sentence, take a breath, learn a little, speak kindly to yourself. Notice the small wonders around you. Let each action, no matter how small, light a spark in your heart. Remember, self-improvement is not a race, but a journey. It is a path you walk, one step at a time. It is a song you sing in moments of silence. It is a gift you give yourself, and by extension, to the world. Embrace the challenge, feel the emotion, and trust that your light, though it may begin as a flicker, can grow into a warm, guiding flame. The journey is yours. Take the first step today.